Hey, friends, welcome back to Strength Happens, where we talk about the real side of caregiving, disability, advocacy, and the people who are working to create more inclusive communities. We want to welcome Lindsay. It's the first time
Woohoo!
we've met in person. For me, Jill has met her before. Lindsay, she's a mom, an engineer, and a member of the Florida Engineering Leadership Institute class of 2026, which we refer to as FELI. And during that conversation, Lindsay shared how her roles as a mom and an engineer came together when her class selected an inclusive playground for the middle and high school students at Autism Inspired Academy as one of its major community projects. So today, Lindsay's back to tell us what happened and when those plans became real.
We have been waiting for this update because this project was never just about playground equipment. It was about creating a place where students could move, communicate, regulate, play, and feel like the space had been designed with them just in mind. I'm so excited, Lindsay, to welcome you back to Strength Happens and ask you a few questions.
I'm happy to be here. Thank
Well,
you so much for having me back.
And we're at a conference right now with Lindsay, so if you hear a little background noise, don't worry about it.
Last time we spoke, the playground existed mostly just in plans, contracts, equipment orders, renderings. Can you take us back to the moment when construction finally began and what it was like to actually walk onto the school campus and see your vision coming to?
Certainly. When construction began, it was on May 19th, and all of the equipment was just laid out, plastic wrap. I could see
On the
everything.
ground.
Yes. And it was, oh no, there's this jungle gym. Do you want to keep it? And the principal just looks over and she's like, get rid of it, please.
Oh, the
And
old stuff.
yeah, so you
Yes.
see them like immediately. It was like demo day, taking out whatever those pieces, tossing it over the fence. And then they got out there with their drill rigs. I was in constant contact with the principal, Cheryl Harris. And I got photos. The kids, so it was under construction during the end of the school year. And
Oh, so
Okay.
they could watch.
they loved it.
Watching out the window.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
So there were pictures of the kids watching construction.
How
And
special.
she's like, they're so excited. They're so excited. It got the school administration more amped up just seeing the children's
Them
reaction.
get excited
That's
about
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Was it one particular moment where you're like, this is really happening? Or was that kind of that moment?
That was it.
It happened a little faster, I think, than you anticipated.
We were told that equipment ordering was like a 16-week lag time. And so we were getting to the wire and it was ordered. And then about a week and a half later, I got a message from the contractor that said, this is going to be here the third week of April or whatever. And this happened
Quick.
Yeah.
less than 12 weeks. And
Okay.
and
Because you were
so
anticipating
that
more
was
it was happening over the summer.
I thought we were going to be buzzer beaters to this conference. That
Really
that
exciting.
made I'm so excited.
And how involved were you and the
Feely
the team?
class.
What they got to do. So we do have jobs.
Yes, you do.
Exactly.
This is all volunteer effort.
And from all over the state. Maybe 3 weeks later, we did go out there and we saw it before it was complete, but all the foundations were installed. There wasn't a lot of hands-on
Right.
work, but they did play on the playground equipment.
Yeah.
But in the end, it was, what can we do to help? There was a volunteer component to it, but it revolved around have a small farm in the back. So their outdoor space, they have a large ground.
Yeah.
And so they have a little barn and some goats. One of them's named Billy. And they
I
have
love-
chickens and they have one rooster that they call Boss Man.
Nice.
And they get out there and
the kids must love it.
yes, they're trying to go for a mini donkey this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
They add one animal a year. But that was our hands-on experience. It was more
Super.
landscaping.
But at least you got to do something with the school and be there and try out the equipment. I mean, it had to be tested, as you say, before the kids were on it.
Well, and people that have no idea what that environment even would have looked like as someone is not a parent of a child with a disability or autism or whatever.
Sensory
You
issues.
have no idea why it really should look different. And then going there and seeing that is very different than a piece of paper or someone telling you.
That is an excellent point. I was asked a lot about that throughout the year, and so I provide my personal experience along the way. But the school did give a full tour of the campus
That's
So
nice.
they
to the
could-
class. And we actually went into Olivia's classroom and she was there. And that was really special. It was on a Saturday, but we brought the whole family
Yeah.
and other kids were there too. It was, hey, is this family friendly? Of course it
Yes.
is. Come see
So
this
did
playground.
other kids from the school get to be there the day your group came when you brought Olivia?
Not for the volunteer day.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
weren't going to have us on campus with the kids.
Oh,
Right.
gotcha.
Right. So it was a volunteer basis of whether you want to bring your kid that day or
Yes.
not. Okay.
So definitely, and it's still to host that many adults is a
A big,
resource,
and it's
they
overwhelming
they
too.
need every single person to be doing their job.
Right. Not be
every day.
hosting you.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
And a large group can be overwhelming to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they toured the empty classrooms, and they did meet Olivia, who was
Oh.
a student.
I imagine that as an engineer, you've probably been noticing every construction detail. But as Olivia's mom, were you seeing things differently than as an engineer? Like your different lenses?
The different lens was the realization I'm very driven, very goal oriented, like, hey, this needs to happen. And then I got an email, Olivia's moving up to middle school next year. And I was like, she's going to
Yeah.
benefit from this. And maybe it seems daft that I didn't recognize that earlier, but then I
This is
think I
huge.
just saved her from daily meltdowns of watching the elementary students swinging and not being able
Oh,
to
you
go
just
swing.
gave me goosebumps, and she wouldn't have that.
She won't have that now.
Ex-
I keep using the word gratitude. I don't have enough words to express what this project came to mean to me as a result.
I love that.
Can you bring us back to the day where the kids were able to put their foot on that playground and
And the ribbon
experiencing
The equipment.
They gathered us in a room towards the front, and the school was so thankful. They gave donuts and coffee right for us. And they had set up a tent for the kid. The children were waiting. We walked up, and I was like, okay, well, we have to make this one pretty short because I need these kids on the playground. Sharon gave her thanks, and I said, I am grateful to this class. I'm grateful to the Des Moines group and to AIA for everything, not just this playground, just beyond. And then we had a big pair of scissors that are useless, by the way.
They do not cut.
And I made sure that Olivia was doing it with me, but all Olivia was saying to me was, can I swing? Let's go swing. Can I go swing?
They see it.
I
They
want to
want
go
to get
swing.
out there.
Yeah.
So we got the pictures with the big scissors, and we got the little scissors, and then I just held her. It was like laser focused. There's going to be no photo of our faces because we just
Yeah.
went
Ran.
beeline for it and got her on the swings and got her
Was
going.
she the first one on the equipment?
So we've talked to you this time. In your mind, that was your vision of what you saw because you knew what she was going to do.
That was my only request to the school was, can Olivia please be the first one to swing? And she
Yeah.
said, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So let's let her go on the swings. And as the kids followed, because it was during summer camp, so they hosted summer
they
camp. So
host
there were
So there were
kids
some
on
kids on
campus that
campus.
day. That was a weekday. We went out there. It was smaller, so that adult interaction, it was all outside.
Yeah.
So no tour that day, but they were immediately drawn to different places. There was not a single piece of equipment that didn't have a child on it.
Oh, that's powerful.
And when everybody's out there and they're looking and this is great and they're pushing kids and on the swing, not on the ground, on the swing. And they're, trying to help them do that tilt-a-whirl thing.
Oh, that one looks fun.
It
I
was
bet.
so fun. I just started crying. I did. It's not my most professional moment, but
You're allowed to be a mom.
It was the most beautiful.
Well, and it's funny. I remember you saying that when you were growing up that you weren't empathetic and you didn't have a lot of empathy in your life. But look at you.
Oh, Olivia has
Look at all
changed
the
my
growth.
life.
Isn't it true?
Being her mother has been fundamentally the biggest change, it just felt like all of my personality attributes that was roused and then rebuilt. So I'm still the same person, but now I have a deeper understanding of why I'm
Of
very
human nature.
just determined my way or the highway. And I just need to get it done. I need to get into the doctor and talk to her. Okay, well then what's
You
next?
can tap into those
Yes.
strengths you have for her
Right.
and be
And-
the mama bear you need to be and get the playground built that needs to be built. And who knew you put yourself out there and shared that your daughter's school and then your class took it on as a project and look how far it came. It's insane.
That's
to me.
that's huge.
I was hoping you'd get it open by the school year.
It seems
That's insane to me.
It's open.
Now, how much money did you guys actually raise?
Our goal was $110,000 and we raised to date $115,000.
Awesome.
So
And how much got to go towards AIA's playground?
$60,000 was the commitment, but the class has also elected to continue to contribute. So all of the additional funds that we
Come
raise
in.
are going towards, if you look at the playground layout, there's an additional piece of equipment that was eliminated due to funding, but we can still contribute. The school is very much motivated. They've also talked to the contractor about sunshades.
Yep.
Okay.
For each the middle school and high school playground and the elementary school playground. So there is
A large gap that needs to be
yes,
filled.
yes.
So you need sunshades and they'd like that additional piece of equipment. When we're talking those sunshades and that additional piece of equipment, about how much do you still need to raise?
The quote is for $127,000 per playground. So they're working on
Wow.
it. So we're
And that's sunshades and equipment. So
yes,
you're at $250,000 for both playgrounds.
yes, for a sunshade and then 65,000 for that tolerant boat structure.
All right. So we are going to be posting pictures and videos on our blog as our update, but also we'll make sure we have a link for that.
Thank you.
What was the reaction from the school staff, from school families, and from the whole AIA community?
So the school staff, it started quiet and then grew. And they were like, thank you so much, Mrs. Scorellis. Thank you. I can't believe you guys put this all together. I didn't know it was you. It was
Yeah.
very much under the radar. And then once questions started getting asked, it was Olivia's mom, the Scorellis family,
Oh,
and the engineering group. And so now you could hear the principals. Like, at first, she was like, Florida Engineering, Lindsay and the engineers, and then she was like, FELI. And she was very excited about the playground for the kids. There's deep passion for working with the students that everyone there has. The staff is growing, but the people that work the most with Olivia have been working for years,
Yeah.
right? She's been there for 4 years at this point. And they were the ones that didn't truly know. So going back to, I had no idea. This is really exciting. There's also an ADA support for her in school, and the RBTs had no idea. So when a ribbon day cutting, she was like, I knew that they were doing a playground. I had no idea you were involved.
Yeah.
oh,
Let
so they have
alone my
behavioral
training.
therapists that come to the school and
Yes, that was a big driver for the transition from public school to private school.
and now they can use that equipment as part of therapy
I
to bring
know.
kids out to self-regulate, and
Right.
it's an extra tool they have on campus now.
Oh, yes, there is that chair, you can spin,
Yeah.
you can swing, there's the climbing, and I love the communication board. I think that's such
I
a neat and
That was a
I
really
love that.
cool component to add. That was really smart.
That was beautiful.
so I mentioned that Feely families came on the playground and my younger children, they love the chickens and they were too small to play on the playground just yet. The families of AIA, they just announced to the school, they sent out an email, here's a picture of the playground. This is what's
That's right,
happening.
Because
that's
school hasn't
happening.
started
Right.
yet.
Correct. So middle high school. So when school starts, some of these kids will be seeing it finish
Sure.
first time.
And when do they go back to school?
They go back to school August 11th.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so
it's-
we'll
it
put
is, it's
update
coming.
pictures as well.
That's
You can
so
grab a
exciting.
couple on that first day of school.
That's one of the,
When you look at from day one to today, what do you think you're the most proudest?
in October, I stood up in a room and I was like, well, if you're looking for this, maybe there's something they would want to take that one suggestion to a completed playground. The joy. And so amazed by every single person that believed in this project, that participated, whether that was through sponsorship, through fundraising efforts, through just tracking the amount of data management that went into this. I'm pleasantly surprised. This can be a very long, it can be a very lonely road. It's not alone. And just by communicating and being myself, everyone got behind it. And I think that they truly care about this project. It is something that has a deeper meaning.
Well, just think of all of those other people, like the rest of the feeling class. They're going to have this for the rest of their life. They're going to know that they were part of something bigger than them.
I think something you said was really important to me. You said it can be a lonely road raising our kids. And I'm just so proud of you because I think sometimes as a woman in a male dominated industry, putting on your mom hat and sharing your role as a mom, but then sharing your role as a mom of a child with a disability is even more profound. And it's very vulnerable. And I think it's so beautiful because some of our listeners feel that same loneliness, but we're scared to talk about and share our stories sometimes. And I appreciate you sharing your story with us. Not only were we able to support you and you guys have raised such amazing amounts of money, but you made families feel welcome and you shared your story and allowed families to feel like they have a community. And you found other people in your class who have children on the autism spectrum that you wouldn't have if you hadn't shared your own journey. So I just want you to know I appreciate that. And I love to see that. And I'm so proud of you.
And I hope that you're
Yes,
feeling less lonely after talking with us.
I do.
You know, 'cause I feel like we've connected on a different level than anyone. We may not
Yes.
talk or see each other, on our
But we need
regular
to
day
change
lives.
because we're
We
both
do.
in
You guys
the
live
area.
local, too.
Right. But I don't think that any given time, say 2 years would go by and you pick up and be like, "Hey, I need some advice on XYZ." I'd be like, "Hey, okay, I'm coming." Yeah, and that's what I want and hope that you take away from this also.
I actually do. So I'll say this. This is a new development beyond going back to the FELI classmates that also have children on the spectrum and sharing and just talking we wouldn't know. After the presentation this morning, someone approached me and they told me about their son and they described a lot of similar
Mhm.
experiences. They said, actually, she's medically complex. So
Yes.
autism is just one aspect of Olivia's life. And that is something that I would have never have known
Right.
because I did not walk around and say, "Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm PM of the project." And hey, did I mention my daughter is on
Right.
the spectrum?
Right.
Talking about personal life, being a female, I try to avoid it a lot.
Mhm.
So I've actually learned a lot of positive, valuable lessons in what the human response actually is in those moments.
Yeah.
So the amount of support is pleasantly surprising.
Mhm.
I did not expect that.
Well, and I think too, it's so nice when you do share your story and share Olivia's story. There's somebody in that room who needed to hear it
Yeah.
and desperately wanted that human connection with
Yeah.
somebody else like themselves. And I think that's the platform we
Yeah.
have out
Connecting.
with this community and with this podcast is we're hoping to connect more families
Right.
together to
One
say you're not
conversation
alone.
at
That's
a
why that
time.
comment
Yeah.
was so profound to me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you sharing that. Is there anything else we can do or listeners could do to support you all?
Well, keep raising those engineers. That's number one.
We need more engineers.
Number two is say yes, right? We talked about getting
Yeah.
involved
Yes.
and what
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just saying yes. And three is if you are so inclined, there's no minimum donation to the playground for Autism Inspired Academy. Those donations can be made through FELI, or they can also be made directly to the school.
Okay.
Give them a memo and tell them this is what you want it to go towards.
And it's 501c3.
Yes, both the FES Foundation and Autism Inspired Academy.
Thank you for
Well,
joining
thank you
us
so
today and
much.
for the
Thank you for
update.
having us.
This is
So
wonderful.
having me and featuring FELI. I'm so glad to have met you both.
Well, thank you for
Thank you.
joining us on Strength Happens. Until next time.